I'm running out of ways to start these, so I had to go back to Wayne's World. I feel very like I feel buff today. A lot of times my shoulders are covered in these and I feel very like it's giving like macho man. Welcome back to Beauty and Bee Movies with me, Pale Kale. Today on the chopping block, we are talking about the 1980 film Motel Hell. You ever heard of it? I had not until I ran into it. I think this one I found on Prime Video and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give this a shot. This looks fun. It was interesting. Let's just leave it at that. The movie centers around a brother and sister duo that run an old motel, and they also sell smoked sausages to the happy townsfolk. Sounds simple, right? The only catch, they're made out of a very mysterious meat. So today we will uncover just exactly how the sausage is made in 1980's Motel Hell. Let's just say look out Leatherface and look out Norman Bates. There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Farmer Vincent. If you'd like to see me review Motel Hell and complete this kind of like fiery, I don't know, I was thinking hell. I was like, maybe we'll do something like kind of bold, orange, reds, fire, danger. I was also trying to think of a color I hadn't done before. You know, I like to mix it up on my channel. I wanted to do something a little bold, a little fiery, and I wanted to talk about Motel Hell because I need someone to talk to about this film. It's a doozy. All right, so if you'd like to see all that and more, just keep on watching. This movie has broken me. This one was a choice, but you know what? Let's get into it. Also, really quick, before I start doing anything, I found the lime slush, Alani, and I thought how fun would it be to catch this candid moment on camera today of me trying it. Before I try it, I do want to say I have a feeling this is just going to taste like a Sprite, and if that happens, I'm going to be a little bummed. I'm not a huge Sprite fan. It's fine. It's like a good mixer. It's better with vodka in it. We're gonna try the lime slush and see how she is. Smells a little limier than a Sprite. Let's see. Oh, my first initial reaction is no, but now wait a minute. I don't hate this. It's a little bit of a sweeter lime than I was thinking. It's very like sweet and sour vibes. It's very lime heavy for sure. Is this my favorite one I've ever tried? No, it's not. I'm stuck between giving it a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
6, 7.
It's a 6 out of 10. It's not my favorite. Anyway, I'm gonna start laying down a base and we're gonna talk about Motel Hell, the 1981 comedy horror. It's somewhat funny, somewhat cringe, somewhat what the fuck am I watching, which I think a lot of the videos that I review have that same kind of tone to them. Right away, at the top of the film, we meet Farmer Vincent. He is our main character. He is obviously a farmer, as I just said, he's a farmer, but he's also a gardener and he owns a motel and smokes his own meats as well. We love a versatile king. He keeps himself busy. What we don't love is the fact that Farmer Vincent is kind of a little sketchy Sketcherson. He's kind of skulking around in the dark with his gun, which is never a good sign, I feel like. But he's kind of walking around being weird and setting traps in the middle of the road to catch like motorists that are driving by. We start right off the bat kind of knowing this guy's a creep. They don't ever try to like make him seem like he's not fucking weird, I feel like. It's pretty well established right off the bat that Farmer Vincent is the antagonist. So I'm not really revealing anything by telling you that. So he lays this trap in the middle of the road that makes this couple's bike take a tumble. And when he goes to collect the people, his victims, he takes the guy and kind of throws him in his trunk. You know, he's saving him for a rainy day. The girl that he picks up, for some reason, it's never explicitly explained why, but for some reason he decides to spare this girl's life. Her name is Terry. She'll be kind of like our protagonist, I guess, in this film that we're meant to root for her. She's this little gal over here. I don't know. It's not explained. He just kind of takes her back to his place. And again, we are not left with any questions about this dude being a creep. Love that. So the next character that we meet is Vincent's sister, Ida. She's kind of his partner in crime. And she seems like a good time gal. I like this little Pepto-Bismol blouse she's wearing. Tasteful, elegant, don't you think? Vincent kind of brings Terry, the blonde, home and tells Ida that they need to kind of fix her up, take care of her. Again, it's not explained why, but I guess he just decides that he wants to keep her for some reason.
Good Lord has chosen to pluck this flower away from the Grim Reaper.
And I want to make good and sure he keeps his hands off her.
What? What kind of Walt Whitman kind of bullshit is this? He's trying to be poetic, but he's being fucking weird and creepy. Who says shit like that? I don't know. Right off the bat, again, we know something's sus going on here. I guess Ida agrees to nurse Terry back to life. I don't know why Vincent couldn't do it. I guess Ida's the one that's kind of good with healing, and I don't know. You kind of have to just go with it with this movie because a lot of things go unexplained. Ida agrees to spare Terry's life for whatever reason. I guess pretty privilege. I don't know. Maybe Vincent's just into blondes. Who can say? But she is chosen to be their new house guest. So lucky Terry. So back at the motel that the siblings run, because remember, Vincent and Ida, they're farmers, but they also run a motel. I'm just gonna say right now why the motel is even in this movie. I have no fucking idea because it serves no purpose. But anyway, that's besides the point. Vincent is talking to the motel patrons about his meat.
This is our souvenir sampler box. No chemicals or preservatives, just 100% honest to goodness hickory smoked meat.
Yeah, I know how I made that sound, but no, he was actually talking about his meat that he like cures or whatever. And we will get to hear quite a bit about the meat in this movie. Vincent is not shy about talking about his meat. Next, we meet Sheriff Bruce, who is Vincent and Ida's way younger brother, who just so happens to be a cop, which lucky them, they've got those inside connects. They know all the right people. Bruce basically gets an instant boner when he sees a now awake Terry. Like, Terry's kind of gotten her shit together, I guess. She's feeling better after a little tumble on the bike. She's walking around in a white nightie, which if we know anything about horror, that tells you right off the bat, final girl energy, innocent, virginal, blah, 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 blah. I get it. I get the symbolism of white. I think I just watched too many horror movies because I'm like, oh, yawn, but also it makes sense. I think this whole movie is supposed to be like satire about horror, like in particular Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that's all fine and good and everything, but satire, just because something's satire, that doesn't make it good. So I just want to say that. No. But anyway, Bruce gets an instant boner for Terry. He's like up in her face, like, hey, like, who are you? Coming on a little strong for my taste, but yeah, he just like introduces himself and he's very like just a bumbling buffoon. He's a horror movie cop trope, like completely. They really got him. They got the whole stereotype of a horror movie cop. He's just a little okey pokey, you know. He's a mess. He's a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. This Anastasia powder, no one ever talks about it. It's one of my favorite powders ever. This is the shade Vanilla. Such a good powder. It has coverage. It looks beautiful. My skin always looks perfect when I have this powder on, and people compliment me on it, and I tell them what powder it is, and then no one ever buys it. I don't know why. So anyway, Terry, she just wants to see her boyfriend, Beau. He was the guy that was driving the motorcycle. She was kind of on the back like, yeah. Oh, you know what? My shirt has a motorcycle on it. I didn't even think about that. I would love to have a motorcycle. And no, I don't want to be the bitch on the back. I want to be driving the hog. And then my fiance can be like my little passenger princess. Maybe we can get him like a sidecar or something. That'd be cool. Anyway, she just wants to see Beau. She's like, dude, where's my boyfriend? Dude, where's my car? Dude, where's my bike? Actually, what happened to the motorcycle? They never say, I don't think. Or I wasn't paying attention. That's more likely. Anyway, she wants to see her boyfriend. His name's Beau. And Farmer Vincent is literally just like, oh, he's dead. Like, there's no like, oh, maybe you should sit down so I can tell you that. Like, he's just like, oh yeah, he died. To be fair, Terry barely has a reaction too. She's just kind of like, what? He's dead? I feel like if my boyfriend died, I would be like sobbing immediately. But she was just kind of like, no way. Like, it was just like no reaction. But again, with this movie, you kind of just have to roll with it because that's how the whole movie is. There's not a ton of reactions. The acting was a choice.
He passed away this morning. I buried him at sunrise.
Why are we out here burying people without permission? I think they say something about like, oh, in this county, it's actually okay if you want to just bury a corpse. And I would love to know where that is. Huh? Yes, I know this was 1980. Maybe things are different. When has that been a thing in recent history? Well, 1980 was like 45 years ago. That's crazy. Anyway, that's besides the point. I find this odd. Girl, do not trust this man because this is bogus. Like, oh yeah, I buried him at sunrise. The fuck? You can't do that. You can't do that. That's such a shitty football chant. You can't do that. What kind of elementary school bullshit is this? I guess nobody really like bats an eye. Even Sheriff Bruce is kind of like oh, you just buried the guy? And then Vincent's like, yeah, I mean, we can do that around here. And the sheriff's like, yeah, you're right. That's actually okay in this county. Again, I don't know where this county is, but sure, Jan. Everybody's kind of just vibing. Nobody's acting like it's even that odd that Vincent chose to do this. And then I guess they just decide that Terry's gonna live there. Like, they're just like, yeah, she's just gonna stay here. I don't know why. Again, not much is explained in this movie. You have to roll with it and just keep going with it. Vincent's kind of loving this, that she, you know, has nowhere to go and has nobody like looking out for her, it seems like.
What is it, child? You feel all alone in this world?
Hey, Vince, could you like back up a little bit? We got a bubble here and you're getting a little too close for comfort, buddy. You just scoot on over. Thank you so much. He does not like to give Terry personal space. Nobody likes to give her personal space. We'll see this a lot, actually. We kind of are seeing just their everyday life, I guess. Terry has kind of decided to stay with them, I guess. I don't know. Again, it's unclear. What is clear is we get a visit from a government official. I think his name is Bob. He kind of comes by to inspect the animals, I think, and to kind of just like make sure the farm is up to code, it seems like. He mentions something about like the pigs and like looking after, like they need work done on them. I don't know, but this government official guy, Bob, he stops by to like check out their pigs, I guess. Leave a comment down below if you know anything about farming. Do people from the government just show up and be like, hey, I need to inspect your pig's hooves? Is that a thing? I could just be ignorant and I don't know that. I don't really know anything about farming, to be honest with you. And I'm from kind of like a farming area originally, so what's my excuse? I don't know. My excuse is that I'm more of an indoor kind of girl. I don't know if you can tell about the general everything about me. But yeah, so he stops by, he's kind of visiting. He leaves for a little bit and comes back and stumbles upon this really creepy little garden that Vincent and Ida have, the siblings. They have this weird little like secret garden. Oh, thank you, Fig. He wanted to add to the story. They have this weird little like secret garden. Wonder what could be in the garden. Really zhuzhing my eyebrows. For some reason today, I just feel like I don't know. They aren't my favorite brows that I've ever done. They're kind of whack, but I'm gonna be kind of playing with them a little bit here, so that might take me some time. I'm using a little bit of concealer to kind of clean up underneath the brows. Very old trick, very 2016 of me, I know, but I just need to clean them up a little bit. It's also not helping that it's super dark in here. I don't know if it's showing up on camera or not. It looks fine on camera, I think, but it's actually very dark in here. That looks better. I don't know, they just looked really low and I was like, girl, what is happening? What's going on? So the government official guy, Bob, he shows up to this creepy little secret garden and he stumbles upon this site. This was actually, like, I was surprised at how creepy this was. Up until this point, this movie has been a little like, gosh, like it's been goofy, right? It's been a little silly fun time, but then we see this shit and I was like, oh, that reminds me of, is it Sinister when the family like has there's like sacks on their heads and they get run over at a lawnmower? I don't know, I haven't seen it in a while, but I think it's that movie. But yeah, so he kind of is investigating this like little sack head gang. He pulls the sack off of this head to reveal it's like this creepy gurgling head. And the reason this person is making that noise is because their vocal cords have been slit so that they can't scream or talk or yell for help. And the other sack heads all have the same thing going on. So essentially Vincent and Ida are trapping motorists and people that are kind of passing through by their motel. They're trapping them and then cutting their vocal cords and putting them in this secret garden buried up to their necks. So their bodies are all like trapped underground, so it's just their head popping out of the soil like it's a fucking plant or something. It's really bizarre, definitely creative. I've never seen this in a film before, so I will give them that. It's definitely very creative. But what the fuck is going on here on this day? While all this is going on, Vincent is trapping more people for his little secret gardening passion project. Why he's doing this passion project, it's not yet revealed, but don't worry. We will get all the gruesome, gory little details So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna start kind of working on these eyes. Today I'm gonna do like a smoky orange. I'm gonna do like a gold orange look. I was just thinking about it and I was like, Motel Hell, orange colors. I was trying to think of a color combo that I hadn't done on this channel yet, and I haven't done any orange. I feel like orange doesn't get enough attention as a color. I feel like people kind of hate on it. Anyway, let's keep going. So for now we get to watch Ida do her thing. And by do her thing, I mean taunting these ground heads. I can't say severed heads because they're not severed. Their bodies are intact. They're just like not visible. So I guess I'm just gonna call them ground heads. I don't really know what other terminology to use. So she keeps like taunting these like ground heads and saying like, oh, are you trying to talk? Well, bitch, you thought. Like, she's like fucking with them. They can't talk. It's actually like really crazy and really weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna do really smoky and then like orange in the middle, like an orange halo eye kind of deal. That'll be fun. Yeah, she also brings in the punks that Vince captured. When I say punks, I mean like they're actually like they're punk rock. It's not like I'm calling them punks. Vincent just captured them. He made them crash their van with one of the traps that he laid in the road, and then he like gasses the whole van and steals all the people and decides to put them into their little project. So Ida kind of pulls them in. They're like planting them like they're tomatoes or something. They call them animals and they call them like it instead of like addressing them as people. They think of them as animals, which is really fucking bonkers. I know. Yeah, they're really acting like very blasé about this whole thing, and it's kind of alarming.
Funny looking critters, ain't they, Vincent?
Yeah, maybe so. But you know as well as I do, it takes all kinds of critters
To make Farmer Vincent fritters.
Well, that certainly has a ring to it. Let's just say that. We love a rhyme around here. This is really good for if you have like an almond eye shape. Doing this kind of like slanted this way, it just really elongates the eye. It makes it look a little bit long, but also round, if that makes sense. It just really accentuates an almond shaped eye. And for the most part, I mean, this one is definitely a little rounder than this eye, but they're pretty almond shaped. So the next day, our little gang, Terry, Vincent, Ida, and Bruce, they're kind of like a little clique or whatever. They are on a picnic because remember Terry's decided to stay there, so I guess she's just like part of their family now for whatever reason. They go on a picnic and they're kind of just chatting it up, you know, lounging, looking at the beautiful scenery and the countryside, all of that stuff. And Ida almost reveals the secret behind Farmer Vincent's delicious smoked meat. I'm sure, you know, especially if we've seen horror movies before, we can kind of guess what that tasty little secret is, but it's not revealed yet. Vincent has a super reasonable and rational response to her almost revealing his secret.
The pork with
Hey Vince, you're at like 100 right now. I'm gonna need you to bring it down to like a cool 20. Thanks. Bruce kind of like tries to shrug this whole thing off, the fact that his brother just gut punched his sister in front of everybody. He's just like, oh, it's fine.
Oh, they like to tease each other. They're both a little different.
Yeah, okay, that explains everything. Thanks, Bruce. They're just a little different. That makes sense. Whoa, that was a lot of black. Whoa, 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 wow. Let's just cool our jets a little bit here. Actually, I kind of like it. A lot of mistakes that you make in makeup can be fixed by just blending. Not every mistake, but a lot of them can. I love this shape. I'm about to put some fucking bright ass orange in the middle of it. So Bruce just kind of shrugs this off. He also asks Terry on a date, which I thought was really inappropriate because her boyfriend died like 5 minutes ago. And nobody's talking about that. We're all kind of just chilling in the park. Terry's still wearing white because, you know, final girl. So anyway, he asks her on a date, which again, super inappropriate in my opinion. She's just kind of like, sure, yeah, we can go like hang out. It's pretty clear to me at least, like right away, I'm like, oh, she's not into him. She's just not that into you. Bruce doesn't pick up on that. He kind of takes Terry, they go watch a movie, like they go to a drive-in or whatever. He literally like basically throws himself at her and like doesn't take no for an answer at first. And I was like, oh God, this again. But he does back off after she's like, dude, like get the fuck off me. She's not into him. He's just not her type. And you know what? That's fine. Her boyfriend literally just died. So like maybe give her 5 minutes, Bruce. Holy fuck. What kind of bedside manner is that? Like tactless dick. I just found that so bizarre. Oh, this is such a pretty color. This is one of the About Face liquid shadows. I'm really just laying it down as a base to put orange eyeshadow on top of because it'll just give more impact with the orange and make the orange look more orange. Saying orange again, orange. I don't really like using these shadows on their own. They have a tendency to flake and they just don't blend that well, but if you use them as more of like a base, I almost find that they work a little bit better. So yeah, her boyfriend just died yesterday. I don't know why everyone's behavior in this film is so bizarre and nobody calls anybody out on it. There's not really like a straight man or somebody who's sane to kind of keep things together because even Terry is like unhinged. So who can say? Who knows? Who are we supposed to be rooting for? Couldn't tell ya. Terry, I guess, but like, I don't know about her, man. It's the next day, you know, Terry really kind of curves Bruce. She's not feeling him. She's kind of like, okay, bye, thanks for the date. Like, she doesn't kiss him goodnight. I think she gives him a kiss on the cheek or something, which is like, ouch. Definitely friend zoned there. She is kind of hanging out the next day at the farm and her and Vincent are talking. She's really like drawn to Vincent and talks to him a lot and kind of like hugs and kisses on him a lot. Remember, Vincent's the one who's like, he's like 70 probably, I would say. His 60s or 70s. And Terry, I would say, is probably like 20, early 20s. Okay, so anyway, they're talking the next day and Vincent's like, you know what, I'm gonna teach you how to smoke the meats. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. Because much like Arby's, we have the meats. She's really into this idea. And I just want to say right now, I really don't like the way that Vincent looks at her or interacts with her or talks to her in any way. Like, it's not sitting right with me.
Well, see you later, honey.
And you're probably thinking, oh, he thinks of her like a daughter, you know? He's feeling very paternal. He's being very loving and, you know, it's innocent. You'd be wrong in thinking that. Wrong-o. Let me see if I can just blend a little bit. I'm like really dig into this heat wave color and just pack it on. Wow. Look who came to join us. It's the handsomest boy in the whole world. Look at that little guy. Hi, buddy. He says, hell no. He's very camera shy. Talking wise, no. He will yelp and yowl, but being in front of the camera physically, he like gets nervous. See, he'll make noise, but he won't physically get in front of the camera. There's cat fur all over me now. Terry goes snooping around the old barn while Vincent is gone. He's like actually farming, I think, and doing what he's supposed to be doing, like normal farming. So Terry's snooping around the old barn and she almost finds out the secret to the sauce, the secret to the sausage. Cheers. Hopefully this lifts my mood a little bit. I mean, that's the 10 out of 10. It's like a cherry Dr. Pepper. It's so fucking good. Oh, God. It's the nectar of the gods. Ida kind of catches Terry snooping around the barn. She's like, girl, you got to get out of here. Ida also kind of covers up the secret a little bit by way of covering up some piggies. And I know what you're thinking. Piggies? Oh, like oink oink pigs. That's what the meat is. No, piggies like feet. People piggies. Toes. Because they're people. The meat is a mixture of pork from the pigs that live on the farm, which, yes, I know, I said I don't like animal death, and that is true. However, we don't see any pigs die in this. We know that they do, and that makes me sad, and also makes me feel guilty for eating bacon, but we don't see any pig death. So I was able to get through this one. Terry almost finds out at this point, but Ida kind of covers it up, and then she's like, you know what? It's a beautiful day. Let's go tubing. It's very up north of her. I was like, oh yeah, we go tubing. You know, you just sit in an inner tube, you float down a river, you drink a bunch of beers, you get super sunburned, eat like a handful of chips, but it's mostly about drinking in the water with friends. That's kind of what I thought they were doing, but no. Ida takes Terry to this huge lake. It's actually really beautiful. They're just swimming with inner tubes. Like, it's not tubing. I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but she takes her swimming or whatever this is. I like her little swim cap. That's fun. She really looks like Annie Wilkes here. Annie Wilkes going swimming. Like Annie Wilkes from Misery, you know? You dig it? Yeah, that looks like her. Anyways, her swim cap doubles as a box cutter hiding place because she's hiding a box cutter in her swim cap. She pulls it out, she pops her tube. I guess she's trying to make it look like, oh, help me, I'm drowning, help me. Terry is like, okay, I'm gonna save you, because she thought that Ida was drowning. And this kind of leaves her vulnerable to Ida, who is able to try to drown Terry. She like pulls her into the water. She's trying to drown her. I guess this is because she's jealous of her. They never explicitly say this, but I'm just surmising this from what's been happening. She's jealous that Vincent is gonna show Terry how to smoke the meats and like share the secret, basically, the secret to the sauce. I don't know if she just doesn't know exactly like how he does the meat, or if it's just that she doesn't want anybody else involved in their weird little scheme. Who can say? But she's pissed and she's gonna take it out on Terry and drown her, which I thought was a really not a proportionate response, but okay. Go off, Ida. Now, this scene is important for two reasons. One, it gives the movie a chance to fill its boob quota by having Terry in yet another white t-shirt that gets wet. Oh no, Terry's taters are out. And two, it gives Vincent the chance to save Terry's life. He sees, I guess, what's going on with Ida and Terry, and he like jumps in the water, saves Terry. You know, if there's anything that a mediocre white guy loves, it's to feel like he's the hero of a damsel in distress. So way to go, Vincent. Thanks so much. I mean, yeah, we're glad, I guess, that he saved her life, but I'm also confused by why he's spared her life this whole time to begin with. You ever want to carve your face like a jack-o'-lantern? They take her back to the house. She's resting. Terry's resting for like half this movie. She just can't seem to get it together. You know, I'm being a little critical because Terry's literally being injured at every turn. So why am I even reading her? It's not her fault. Anyway, she's resting and she immediately forgives Ida for attempted murder.
I'm so sorry about what happened.
Yes, of course I do.
But why? She tried to kill you, girl. She tried to drown your ass. Why? I didn't have a lot of time to think about that because apparently this almost drowning and Vincent's rescue of her has really warmed Terry to Vincent in quite an interesting way. Apparently now she's like obsessed with him, like wants to pork. Yeah, she wants to like get freaky with him. Like she's like into this guy.
Vincent, kiss me.
Girl, huh? Yes, that is right. So this girl and this, I mean, he's got to be like at least 65, if not older. So these two are now like an item. And I guess we're like happy for them. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I thought this was supposed to be about fucking pigs and like cannibalism, and it's taking a turn. Isn't that sad when I'm more grossed out about this fucking love connection than cannibalism? The cannibalism isn't even the worst part of this movie. Listen, I get it. Age gap relationships are fine, honestly. I don't think there's like that big of a deal about it. Like Skeet Ulrich is like 56 and I'm like, I'd give up my whole life to be with him, you know what I mean? I'm not saying because it's an age gap. I'm just saying it's a little much even for me. And I love older men. I'm super into older dudes. Not like old, but like older, like 40s, 50s. I'm like, okay, yeah, like work. This guy though, he's like 70 and she's like 23 or something. This is alarming. It's a little much even for me. Anyway, get into it. They're together now. And also, they're not even just like into each other, but they've decided pretty much immediately that they're gonna get married. She tries to like throw herself at him and he's like, no. He's like, no, we need to be married.
We should be married first.
Vincent decides we're gonna get hitched. He goes into town, like tells the preacher, hey, get ready, because we're coming.
I'm talking in tongues. I'm just so happy for you.
I have so many questions about the pace of this movie. Why is everything moving so fast? Why are we getting married? And it's not even just that they're like, we're gonna get married. They're getting married tomorrow. They're like, we're gonna get married tomorrow. What is the time frame here? When did they crash the bike? When did Beau die? How long has she been there? Why do they need to get married immediately? Why is she rushing to wed herself to a geriatric? Why can't Bruce park his car like a normal person? These are questions I need answers to. The people deserve to know. I guess Bruce like hears in town, he hears that they're getting married and he's like, what the fuck? This has to be against her will, which honestly, this was the one part of the movie that I was like, that makes sense. Like I would think that too, because you know, he's old. So he goes running to the house to like save her because again, you know, mediocre guy, I love to feel like he's doing something. And he just runs in on her. Like Ida's even like, she's taking a bath and he just sprints in there, breaks the door down, interrupts her fucking bath. She's just kind of like hanging there with her titties out like, hey, what are you doing? This is my bath time. I was so confused by this. This one really had me fucking confused and angry and feeling all the emotions. But anyway, also why she's in a rush to marry this 70-year-old, I don't know. Maybe it's to protect herself from this creepy ass dude who has no personal space.
Oh, you're sick.
I'm not sick.
Well, what about us? I'm madly in love with you.
Hey Bruce, what did I just say to Vincent? Personal space, my guy. Look it up in the dictionary. Read a book, would ya? This is the bubble right here. We don't penetrate the bubble. Get together. This is one of those Charlotte Tilbury blushes. I got it and it was straight up orange. And I was like, oh, I probably won't wear this. But actually, one, when it blends out, it's a really pretty, more of a peach. It's definitely orange leaning, but could just be my skin tone too with all the green in my skin. Kind of like almost makes it look a bit more peachy. And this is an orange look, so it actually kind of goes. Like, I'm not mad at it. I do like to grab it with a brush. I know it's a stick blush. I like to grab it with the brush and dab it on because if you just like put that stick straight on, it's probably gonna lift up the rest of your makeup. That's typically what products in that kind of like cream stick format that happens pretty frequently, I would say. You almost just want to like pat it on. Ooh, pretty. Little orange, but I mean the eye look is orange and the lips are gonna be orange, spoiler alert. So orange, you glad I did an orange look today? For my powder blush, because I like to top my creams with a powder, I'm using this blush book I have. It's from Made by Mitchell. It's called Making Me Blush, which I kind of like. Making Me Blush. Look at these colors. There's so many. I'm gonna use this one down here, this fucking crazy like bright orange. I'm gonna really like, I already loaded my brush up, tap off the excess and just pat. Cause yeah, look at that already. We got lots of color payoff. Orange is such a like, it's so intense so fast. Anyway, so Terry is standing firm on the old man lovin'. She's like, I'm marrying this guy and there's nothing you can do about it.
I love Vincent and he's gonna be my old man. Get it?
He's gonna be your old man? This seems intentional at this point, that they want us to make fun of this, which maybe they do. Satire, you know? Anyway, her old man chases Sheriff Bruce over here out of the house with a shotgun. So I don't even know who I'm supposed to root for at this point. Oh, by the way, he still calls her his little girl. The fuck are these people doing? I just don't understand. When people watch this, who did they root for? That's what I want to know. I feel like I should look it up and see like who the protagonist is supposed to be. I mean, I know it's supposed to be Terry. How the hell am I supposed to root for this person? She is unwell. She needs help. She's kind of being taken advantage of by these people, but like at the same time, it's not like she's like 12. She's in her 20s, like, I don't know. You know, I bet you're wondering, Kayla, why did you even review this one? I needed to talk to somebody about this. Also, wait for the finale, because it's pretty cool. So anyway, Terry, Ida, and Vincent, our little three musketeers, decide that they're going to do a champagne toast to Terry and Vincent's wedding that is happening literally tomorrow, because, I don't, it's just so silly. It's so ludicrous to me. But anyway, they toast to the wedding. I guess she doesn't notice that her champagne is literally the color of Shrek's butthole, because what the fuck is that? This woman has no survival skills at all. She's just like, oh yeah, swamp water, let me just throw that back. That's probably champagne, right? Wrong. She's getting drugged by Vincent and Ida. And this also confused me because I was like, so Vincent doesn't want to marry his child bride now and does want her dead? Like, why? What was the turning point where he was like, no, was this the plan all along? Or is he just drugging her to like slow her down in case she does want to run away? I don't know. I don't know. I don't get any answers. Like, they don't give any answers. But anyway, this is what's happening. Clearly, Vincent and Ida they're crazy, right? I think we can all agree on that. They're losing it. I don't even think they had it to begin with. And Sheriff Bruce is starting to figure this out. He's putting the pieces together. I know he's a little bit of an airhead, as we see throughout the film. He's a little bit horror movie cop, but he is starting to kind of like, he's finding evidence, he's compiling different things, he's putting the pieces together on his own. Apparently he's the only cop in town, I guess. I don't know. But he is putting this together on his own and kind of figuring out that his brother and sister are insane. How he didn't know that when those are his siblings. I don't know. How has he been missing that they're turning people into sausage in his, like right under his nose? It's not explained, but hey, at least he's figuring it out, you know? At least he's starting to put the pieces together and figuring it out. God, I love this Haus Labs highlighter. These little cream, again, same thing, you know, you grab it with the brush and dab it on. It makes the skin look nice and dewy. This gives a really, really lovely glow to the skin. Looks healthy. But oh my god, like that is the most beautiful. I think this is maybe one of the best highlighters I've ever tried. It's just so beautiful. Oh, technique really is everything with highlight too, because if you just like swipe it on, that's gonna pull all your product up. Creams are actually super easy to work with too. I feel like people are more open to them now than they used to be, but people used to be so scared of using cream products, and if you have dry skin, creams are way better for you than a powder. For the most part, I would say. Creams are gonna give more hydration. They're not gonna cling to dry patches as much as a powder is. And like, look at that shine. Oh, really pretty, dewy, but not greasy. To be fair, I also have pretty normal, I'd say normal to slightly dry skin, so I'm kind of lucky, but anyway, Vincent is out in the barn. He's kind of getting things ready to take a new patch of victims. I think it's the punks from earlier. He's bringing them into the barn. He's about to make them into, you know, people-roni, as we called it earlier. Porkle, I think I said too. He is essentially making the meat pies. He's Mrs. Lovett and he's making the meat pies. So Ida runs back inside because this is all making her super hungry, right? That's normal response to cutting up people, apparently. I'm joking. I don't think that. I just want to be clear. So she goes inside and she makes herself a nice little snack. So that looks like a pile of whipped cream and a chicken drumstick with ketchup. Slathered in ketchup. Couldn't be me, but go off, girl. I mean, I guess I do like a little sweet and a little bit salty, but I don't know, that looks terrible. Honestly, like, I kind of wondered at this part, I was like, is she drunk? Because that's kind of drunk food. Like, a pile of whipped cream and chicken, drunk food. Ida goes back inside, and just as she is going inside to make her lovely little snack, she overhears Bruce, who has showed up at the house. He came to warn Terry, like, hey, something is awry, right? Like they're doing something sketchy. He doesn't exactly know what it is yet. He knows that Vincent and Ida have something to do with all the people that have gone missing recently. So he goes there to warn Terry because he's worried about her. He's like obsessed with her. Like he said, he's in love with her. They met like 5 days ago, but sure. I mean, she's completely forgotten about her boyfriend that she was with 10 minutes ago too, so I guess. So he comes to warn her. She's like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not interested. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm getting married. Ida overhears him trying to convince Terry, like, away from the farm, and she straight up, like, she grabs Bruce, knocks him out. Ida then manhandles Terry at gunpoint and is like, come on, get to stepping. We're gonna show you how do we make the meat. We're gonna show you. She brings her out to the barn. Terry's about to learn their dirty little secret. Wear the plain white tees when you need them.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So as Ida is bringing Terry to the barn, we do get some good news. Beau is still alive. Remember Beau? He was Terry's boyfriend like 10 minutes ago that she's already mourned and forgotten about and left for dead. He's still alive. He's been in the secret garden this whole time. He kind of wriggles free, and he also frees the other ground heads, I think I called them earlier. Sure. He lets the other ground heads out. Beau frees himself and becomes the protagonist that we are in dire need of at this point. So I guess now we're rooting for Beau. So go Beau. Woo! Oh, we also get a genuinely creepy shot of the ground gurgling, the ground heads. They're like walking their way back to the motel, I guess, to raise hell. Love that. Good for them. But it's a very creepy shot. They're kind of giving like zombie vibes now that they're out because they're kind of like dragging their feet and stuff. It was very Return of the Living Dead coded, and I liked that. Very reminiscent of like a vintage zombie film. I was not mad at that. This is one of the parts that I actually liked in this movie. are like zombie friends. They're heading back to the motel and they ambush Ida. Who I think we can all agree definitely deserves to be overtaken by these zombie people after the shit she's been pulling. Good for them. I was happy to see it. While Ida's getting her shit rocked, Terry finds out that she's been eating a little bit of the human ham. The Hugh ham. Doesn't work. But anyway, she's been sampling some people. So she is a lot more calm and chill in this scenario than I would be. I would be freaking out like, oh my God, I ate another person. She's just kind of like, that's wrong.
Human flesh. How could you do it?
Terry, like, this is your chance to freak out about this. I think it's cool if you have a bigger reaction. I'm not like a super huge Gwen Stefani fan, but I will say this Give Beauty brand, I don't even know if they make it anymore. I can't find it, but this Space Buns color, that's what this is called. It is the most beautiful red orange. Oh my God, what a pretty color. I love it. Like I said, not really her biggest fan, but I do love the color. Anyway.
You yourself said that my ham was like nothing you'd ever tasted before.
That's upsetting, right? She's been eating people. That sucks. I think I would be a lot more upset than her at this point. She's like standing in a room with a bunch of headless torsos and just chilling in there, barely reacting. I'd be losing my head. Terry gets gassed by Vincent, so her second drugging of the night. It's a rough night for Terry. And Beau jumps in to save her just at that moment. She's kind of like thrown on this little conveyor belt with like the other meat on it. And Beau and Vincent kind of start struggling. They're fighting. And it was at this point that I realized, oh, Beau is also like 65 years old. So I guess Terry has a type. Her type enjoys an early bird special, if you catch my drift. Good for her, I guess. I don't know. I'm still rooting for Beau, I guess, because I don't know who else am I supposed to root for. So, you know, go Beau. Obviously, we want him to win, but he unfortunately does not. He's already kind of weakened because, you know, he's literally been in the ground for the past whoever knows how long, and Vincent overtakes him, strangles him, kills Beau. So rip. I know we were all rooting for old man number 2, aka Beau, but he's out for the count now. So it's up to Bruce to save Terry, because Terry's always that damsel in distress, right? She always needs help, like she needs somebody to save her. She's a lot. Bruce comes in running to save Terry, who is finally not wearing white, actually. I think this is the first part of the movie where Terry's not wearing white. I think she's wearing blue. I don't know what the symbolism is there, but for once, she is not wearing white. And she's laying on that conveyor belt, and it starts moving because Vincent and Bruce start getting into this little kerfuffle, let's just say. And when I say Vincent and Bruce, I mean Bruce, you know, Sheriff Bruce, whatever, and Vincent with a pig head on. Vincent shows up. He's like, I'm gonna raise hell. Motel hell, that is. So Vincent's here. He's ready to ham it up. Seriously, that mask is making me crazy. Is he sowiest with this? You like these pig jokes? Sow, like, that's like a pig, right? Is it a sow? I'm done with the pig jokes, but the pig mask is actually significantly creepy. I really enjoyed it. I was not mad at all at the pig mask. Like, that was one part of the film that I actually thought was really cool. It was very creepy. This imagery of him holding a chainsaw with a fucking pig head on. I was like, all right, they had me in that first half, I'm not gonna lie. And now I'm back. They brought me back. I'm interested again. Like, this was a part where I kind of was like, okay, like, we actually got a nice little finale moment here. It really kind of creeped me out because it reminded me of Animal Farm by George Orwell, the book. I don't know if you've ever read it. I mean, I'm about to spoil it. I think it came out in like the 40s, so if I'm spoiling it for you, sorry. Basically, the end of the book, the fucking animals are all walking around like they're people. They're walking around on their hind legs, they're wearing clothes. I don't fucking like that. I don't like animals doing people stuff. That creeps me out, man. Anyway, that's Animal Farm. That's not this movie. Oh, I like at this part too how Vincent is wearing a pig head and he gets knocked over by a pig head. It was just funny imagery. So now it's time for the chainsaw duel. It is brother versus brother, and it is a fight to the death. So Terry's still kind of unconscious, but she's coming to and she's on that conveyor belt. So now there's kind of like a race to save Terry, who's moving towards this little slicer thing. Because I don't know if I think she's tied up. Vincent tied her up while she was drugged. So that was cool of him. Freak. Vincent and Bruce are still crossing streams, or chainsaws, that is. They're still fighting, and Vincent like laughs maniacally with the pig head on, and it's very unsettling. He sounds like the beginning of that one Gorillaz song. I think, what is it? Is it Feel Good Ink is what it's called? Where the beginning is like that guy going, ha, 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 ha. I was almost half expecting, like, after Vincent does that laugh, for it to be like, shik, 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 hoo, hoo. Bruce finally gets Vincent in this little chainsaw duel that they're having. It's like a couple minutes long. I don't think I really need to like rehash all of that, but he slashes Vincent like right in the side, basically like almost cuts him in half. So who's laughing now, Porky? And Bruce goes and saves our lovely little damsel Terry. He pulls her off the little conveyor thing or whatever, and they go back to talk to Vincent. Like, he's not dead yet. He's dying. He's still got that chainsaw wedged in his gut. And they like go back and they're like, I guess they just want to hear his last words. I don't know. I'd be running the fuck out of there. This motherfucker was just wearing a pig mask and laughing and trying to kill people. He's been eating people this whole time. Not only has he been eating them, he's been selling them to other people to be eaten. You run out of there and go. Like, leave. Go home. What the fuck are you hanging around listening to this geezer's last words for? Vincent is dying. He's gasping and grasping at that last little bit of life that he has left, just so he can utter his last words with his chainsaw still wedged in his side. He lets out his final breaths and lets us in on another little secret.
I'm the biggest hypocrite of them all. My meats, I used preservatives.
Wow. Moving stuff. Beautiful last sentiments. Truly couldn't make this up if I tried. That was actually my favorite part of the movie. What's happening? Vincent dies. And if you're wondering what happened to Ida, because yeah, I know the whole zombie mob like got her, but they actually stuffed her in one of the hole heads, I guess I would say, in the ground. Like a little plot, is that what it is? She gets put head first into the ground. So essentially she suffocated on soil, which, you know, considering the shit that she put those people through, they could have done worse to her, to be honest with you. Though to me, suffocation seems like one of the worst deaths, honestly, because I have really bad claustrophobia. I can't even watch, like, the movie Cube. Oh my god, that's like my fucking nightmare, dude. I watched that because I wanted to review it on this channel, and I was like, oh, I actually, like, am having heart palpitations, and I need to go outside and get fresh air because that movie stressed me out so much. So, probably won't see me review Cube. It is a good movie, but holy fuck, I would not like to be in that situation. Anyways, so Ida gets got, Vincent gets got, Bruce and Terry walk away from the house, and Terry's like, dude, I would burn this whole place down to the ground, which honestly, that's like the most relatable she's been in this whole movie. Like, yeah, she is not wrong there. You really should. They start walking away. Bruce expresses his inner thoughts.
Brought up here, you know? Now I'm kind of glad I ran away from home when I was 11.
Yeah, no kidding, Bruce. Good on ya. And they walk away, and with that, the motel sign explodes and the film ends. That was Motel Hell. I always forget how strong the 7 virtues ones are. They pack a punch. Anyways, so that was Motel Hell. What did we think? How are we feeling? I have lots of questions, comments, concerns about this film, as you can probably surmise from my video. This was an insane journey. I'm gonna just like section my thoughts kind of in a list format because I'm a Virgo, and to me that just makes sense. Number 1, first thought I'm having, why did Bruce need to be Vincent and Ida's sibling? It would have made the movie about maybe 30% better if he was just the sheriff that investigated and he wasn't like a bumbling, doofy idiot. Like, he was actually just a sheriff who's kind of like trying to figure things out and uncovers this mystery. Would have been 30% better, I would say. I know that's not like a ton, but it's a huge improvement over what we got. Like, why did he need to be their sibling? There's a huge age. What was up with the age differences here? Why was he like 30, but his brother's like 70? It doesn't make sense. Like, it just didn't make any sense. There was no need for him to be their sibling. It didn't add to the story at all. Which brings me to my next point, number 2. Why was the motel even involved with this? They could have done this whole movie on a farm with the little garden plot or whatever. The motel didn't even play into this. There were more scenes at the motel that I did cut, which will bring me into my next point, but the motel had nothing to do with anything. I think they just wanted to use the title Motel Hell, and they were like, well, how can we incorporate a motel in it? I know it was supposed to be like kind of a reference to Psycho, but come on. We didn't need it. Unnecessary. Dumb. Next point of business. Number 3. Why did we have so many filler scenes in this movie? I cut a lot of them out to save time. Like, honestly, my script for this one, or my notes that I wrote down, were a lot shorter than they normally are because there were so many filler scenes that literally had nothing to do with anything. And I didn't include them because I was like, what's the point? They're not funny, they don't add to the plot, they're just there. I would say 70% of this movie is filler scenes. This movie's an hour and 40 minutes long. We don't need that. We could have cut like half the movie out and it would have had the same effect. In the words of Mr. Bret Michaels, what's a going on? Number 4, who am I supposed to root for? Terry, the senior citizen seductress? Beau, the other old man involved in the story? Bruce, the bumbling baboon in blue? I don't know. I don't know who I'm supposed to be rooting for, who I want to live, who I want to survive this whole thing. They all could have died and I wouldn't have cared. Honestly. I guess Beau, but like he's also an old man, which begs the question, why is Terry always with these old geezer? Like I don't get it. Help me understand, please. If you know any of the answers to these questions, please leave them down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Number 5, why did we need this whole Vincent and Terry love plot? It didn't add anything to the movie. It didn't make any sense. There's like a 50-year age gap. Seriously, what was the point of that? I don't get it. If they would have made Vincent even like, I don't know, 30 years younger, that would have made it a little better. But even so, like, it just didn't make any sense to have them have a love plot. It didn't add anything to the story. It just created more filler scenes and it grossed me out. And honestly, I could not get past their little rinky-dink. I couldn't get past it. It grossed me the fuck out. And I feel like I'm pretty tolerant about age gap differences. I know this video maybe says otherwise, but like, for the most part, do whatever you want. I don't care. I like older dudes. No judgment. But this one was a little much. What's good about this movie? The pig mask thing, that was great. I'm surprised we don't see that more as a Halloween costume. Maybe because, you know, we don't want to normalize fucking creepy old 70-year-old men who prey on young women and eat people. That could be why, but I did think the pig mask was a good addition. It was genuinely pretty creepy. So was the ground heads. I don't know what else to call them, so that's what I've just been calling them. The heads in the ground with like the gurgling throat, the vocal cord slitting thing, all of that was very creepy, very unnerving to see. Loved that. I enjoyed the little bit of actual horror in this movie. Very unsettling sight for an otherwise what I would call a dark comedy rather than much of a horror film. That's pretty much it, I would say. There was some really cool like cinematography as far as like the zombies walking in the fog, like that was kind of creepy. Well, they weren't really zombies, but the ground had zombie people walking in the fog. That was creepy. There were some funny moments, there was some comedy sprinkled in there, but this one is still gonna just get 2 pumpkins for me, and I think it's generous too. The big reason why I knocked up half a pumpkin is that preservatives line. I really enjoyed that.
No chemicals or preservatives, just 100% honest to goodness hickory smoked meat.
I used preservatives.
Brings it up to a measly 2 pumpkins. Would I recommend this movie? Not really. I will say the finale's fun with the pig head thing and the chainsaw. Like, that was a little creepy fun. If you're looking for something to kind of get a little bit of a chuckle out of, I mean, there were some funny elements to this movie, but I just couldn't get past the age gap thing. It was Black Roses all over again. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Who am I rooting for? Like, I need structure and I need a clear protagonist. Even if they're complicated and maybe they've done some bad things, but like they're redeemable, I can deal with that, but everybody in this movie kind of sucked. Is it bad that I thought the villains were the most interesting characters? My bad. Well, anyway, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching my review of Motel Hell, the 1980 comedy horror, a little bit of folksy charm. Thank you so much for watching me today. What else would you like to see? Please comment down below and let me know what B movies you would like for me to review. As long as there is no animal death happening in the film, I am down to at least give it a watch. What do we think of this makeup look? I think it looks fucking killer. Love the orange. something a little different today. I don't know. It's feeling a little feisty, a little spicy. As always, thank you again for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Make sure to like this video and share it with your friends. Make sure to have a good day. And until next time, I'm Pale Kale. Thank you for watching Beauty and B movies with me. Catch you on the flip side.